Hello and welcome everybody. Today we take a look at the army damage received and the specific types of damage. Okay, we have the glory banners. Here we can see in the castle we have army damage. Increasing with each castle level you can increase the army damage, starting with level 40. We have glory banners in the tavern. Here we have also the army damage. In the troop buildings we have infantry damage received with the glory banners, cavalry damage in the stables, in the shooting gallery, distance damage. Well, I'm not going for distance, so I don't focus on this one. Same on the lockout tower. Then we have in the artillery found army damage received. I'm still working on this, so it's in progress. We have in the ammunition exchange cavalry damage received. In the academy we have infantry damage. In the wall we have infantry damage received. In the forge we have infantry damage. In the embassy we have cavalry damage. In the trade station we have distance damage received. In the Hall of War we have cavalry damage received, and in the warehouse we have army damage received. Then we have in the barracks on information you can see, starting with level 41, infantry damage received, and with every level you gain another 1%, minus 1% infantry damage received. With 45 it will be 10, 60, 46 it will be minus 12, with 47 minus 14, with C4 level 48 minus 16, with level 49 minus 18, with 50 minus 20. In the stable we have cavalry damage and cavalry damage received, always increasing till level 50. In the shooting gallery we have the shooting range, sorry. The distance damage and distance damage received, and not that very important in the artillery foundry, artillery damage received and artillery damage. Another very nice thing is the airship. How to show you? Well, here's a troop attack, but in the tactical manual we have, when your airship is in combat, extra damage plus 10%. And here we can see we also gain with the airship army damage plus 33%. Infantry damage, cavalry damage also increased, also the infantry damage and cavalry damage received. There we have the envelope possibilities with the element skills by upgrading this with the intensity gear. We have here, for example, infantry damage received, cavalry damage received. We have on the engine the infantry damage and the cavalry damage. We have in the hull the artillery damage and distance damage received, and the cannon has artillery damage and distance damage. And another thing are the airship parts. Here you can see is army damage with each piece. You can gain curiosities. We have army damage on the fourth set. Yeah, is here a category? No category. The distance damage, we have cavalry damage and infantry damage. Pets, we have Captain Capucine, which grants, where it is here, troop damage. It's army damage. Don't know why they call it troop damage here, +9 or +10.6 with the max level. Oh, also we have here the Vic. Vic, we have cavalry versus distance damage and cavalry versus infantry damage, and the last skill is troop damage received. The pendant is Huaxion. It has distance versus infantry, distance versus cavalry, and also the damage received reducing only. We have here the Imperial Armament Center. Here we have the infantry distance cavalry. Here we have infantry damage received, army damage received, distance damage received, army damage, and army damage received. Same for cavalry with cavalry damage, cavalry damage received, army damage, and army damage received. We have Armory. Here we have army damage received with the helmet, army damage with the shield, army damage with the with the breastplate, army damage received with the boots, army damage with the sensor, and with the belt we have army damage received again. Gemstones, we have the Echo Bony, which is on the Moon Gem, the army damage received. On the Earth Gems, we have army damage. On the Star Gem, we have army damage. And here it is. On the Blood Sun Gem, on the Sun Gem, we have also army damage plus 18% in this case. And the Earth Gem was army damage received. I wasn't sure if I said it correctly. Guard weapons. Here we have on each damage received, in this case cavalry. Here it's army damage received, distance damage received, infantry damage received, each one twice. And by honing you can gain, here it is, army damage. You just have to own correctly. This is a favorite one. This weapon needs this one still. We have the cavalry stuff with the cavalry damage possibility, and the infantry damage received is the one I prefer here on infantry. And distance will be distance damage yeah, just take a while and a lot of gold till you have the correct skills. Another thing is Imperial University. Here we have the attack tactics where we have troop damage increase, also damage increase. This several times, like you can see. Well, the offense or the lethality and resistance stuff is also pretty nice. Here on the defense tactics, we have also troop damage decrease, troop damage dealt, and here will be decrease too, and the lethality and resistance for defense. Advanced tactics has troop damage increase right at the start. Here is cavalry damage, distance damage, infantry damage, which is also nice, is march capacity bonus. And at the end we have troop damage with 1% for each step. Yeah, on the advanced defense tactics we have also troops damage dealt at the first position. And at the end we have troop damage decrease and tactical moves, advanced tactical moves. We have some special stuff like increase infantry damage dealt to distance or cavalry damage dealt to infantry, which is quite nice when it's the right situation. In the academy we have War Machine. Here we have stuff like reduce damage received by your infantry against cavalry, or reduce damage received by your infantry against distance troops, reduce damage received by your cavalry against distance, receive distance troops, damage received by your distance troops against cavalry. And in the last steps are damage dealt by your cavalry against your distance troops, damage dealt, increased damage dealt by your cavalry against infantry, same for distance against cavalry, it's reduced, increased and increased damage dealt by a distance against infantry. Also we have King's Legion. No, sorry, here we have just the regular attack stuff. Now let me think. Yeah, we have the merge stuff where we have only the skills that can be pimped, and we have the guards. Here we have chance of dealing extra damage to enemy troops. This one is crit. Yes, also extra damage to troops, and the newer guards we have also the extra damage, increased cavalry damage, and increased cavalry damage dealt with the level up to 11, which is where you can gain the books by the Epoch Guards and the Epoch Glories. There we have the skill Ascension Codex to level from 10 to 11. Well, also we have the coat of arms. Here we have army damage received for each type. Well, the lower types don't have it. It's starting with Level 13. Now let me think. Anything else? Here I have everything. Well, we have the modified airship. It's used troop damage received in extra planting. When you do the ability boost. Now let me think if I might missed something. No, that should be all for the moment. Yay! Alright, I hope this could help you somehow. I hope you will have a nice day. Thank you for watching and see you around. Bye!